Good morning and welcome to Wholesome Roots. Ryan has today off, so he's gone towards the barn to start getting everything ready for milking, and he's gonna milk. And I just wanted to come this way, around this side of the house, to check on how the ducks are enjoying their new enclosure. We didn't have any incidents last night, so that's great news so far. Good morning. Hi. Are you loving it? Oh, such good duckies. You like it in here, huh? Oh, look at that. We've got a couple of them in the nest boxes already. Hopefully laying their eggs in there so we don't have to go on a treasure hunt. It'd be like an Easter egg hunt out here in this tall stuff. But they're making short work of this. They're already smashing this down and eating all this area. So this is gonna be good, I think. I'd really like to take the fence and move it down to this section once they're done up here. And then we can use this section for gardens as well. The only problem is that this area is shady and it's not good soil. So it gets a good amount of sunlight at the peak of the day though. So it's got enough sunlight to grow stuff. And I did grow tomatoes here and they did all right, but not as good as they do in the full sun. We'll definitely be able to grow all the root and leaf crops in this area, as well as probably green beans and cucumbers, because those do okay in less light. But first we have to get the weeds under control. And this has all been overplanted with clover and several other mixed seed mixes for winter cover crop. Being a native plant enthusiast, I really hate seeing this honeysuckle, despite the fact that I love honeysuckle. I love the way it smells, I love the way it looks, I love the way it tastes, but it is an invasive vine. So unless it's a native honeysuckle, it's not too great to have it on your property, but it's everywhere. So I was hoping I would have time to collect the blooms and make something with the honeysuckle blooms, but I don't know that I'll have any time. Good morning, baby duckies. You guys are about to experience an expansion in your housing. You see, this is the same playpen material as what the big ducks were housed in. So what we're going to do is take some more panels off of this one to expand the little ducks enclosure, and also use some of it to make a enclosure for our chicks. So we'll be able to expand everybody now that we've moved the ducks. This was something that has been put on the back burner so many times, but now that we have it done, it's like, wow, now we can do everything else that's been on the back burner too, because this was what was holding us up. Here's a wonderful blessing we got yesterday. Despite the fact that the people trimming the power lines woke me up in the morning with their loud saws, Ryan was able to go out and ask the guy that had the truck full of mulch if he could please dump it in our yard. So we got all of this mulch for free. So this will be really helpful for the paths in our garden. We just got to get it on the garden. That'll be a lot of work, but it'll be worth it. And the reason why we're only using it for the paths is because this is fresh mulch, so it's going to be breaking down, and during the breaking down process it's going to use up nitrogen, so we don't want it to take away from our crops. So we will use it for the paths to make sure no weeds come up there. So now that the chicks have perked up and the coccidosis seems to be under control, we have taken out their pan underneath them so that they can come into contact with the grass and the soil underneath them. Now, of course, right now they just got their food, so they're focused on that. But once they realize that the rest of this is stuff that they can eat, that'll help get them introduced to our native coccidiosis strains so that they will be even stronger in their immune system. Introducing clumps of grass from your area into a brooder box when the chicks are young is another method of helping prevent them from getting coccidiosis where it hurts them. The celery and asparagus beds are looking really good. We've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days, which is exactly what you want right after you plant, so that worked out really well for us. It looks like our one stray rooster has managed to dig up a few spots, but luckily that's just on the sidewall and probably didn't damage anything growing. But it's funny because there's already we have the weed seedlings taking over. So this is definitely going to be a job that's going to be hard to maintain. So you guys need to stay on top of me. Make me do it. If you see it getting out of control, tell me to stop whatever I'm doing and make it my priority to get it weeded. Here pretty soon I'll have enough hay from the stalls to cover and help prevent the weeds from growing. So that'll help. But right now I just need to keep an eye on it and make sure none of these weeds are like the really invasive kind, and pull them out if I do see them or if they get too big. Well, I got that deed over with. This is a elastrator bander for doing baby goat testicles. Not fun, but the two that we're selling to my friend Martha are gonna be wethers. So when you have a boy goat that you do not plan on breeding, it is best to make sure that you castrate them or band them. And they end up with a milder temperament throughout their life because of it. And they won't be, you know, doing boy type things on other goats or people or anything like that. So it helps with those negative behaviors that you don't want if it's a pet. And these two are going as pets, so they'll be in a really awesome home. All right, we got the two alpine bucks banded, and we have all four of the new Nubian babies have been disbudded. Not a fun task, but it's done, so that's good. And I was glad to get the two younger ones done earlier, because the two older ones, even though they're only 2 weeks, really almost looked like they could have been done a week ago. So I'm hoping that it works just fine. When I did the two Jolings last year at 2 weeks, there was no issues. They were easy to burn. So I'm hoping that just the fact that they were bucks is part of the reason why they were a little longer. But hopefully I got it good and we won't have any screws. Well, I think it's time I take these tomatoes outside and harden them off so that we can get them in the ground relatively shortly. They have gotten so big since the transplant. You see that? That's pretty amazing. And started out on another bed. Got 120 plus beet roots in the ground. We have them very closely spaced, you may notice, but that is because this soil is extremely fertile and we are trying to crowd out any weeds in between them. So we will be thinning as we go to harvest the beetroot greens, because we love beet greens. So this is something that you can do if you have really fertile soil and you stay on top of them and keep them thinned. Otherwise they're going to crowd and get disease. The babies are all playing together. Not a worry in the world. Can't even tell that they got their horns done, can you? Doesn't bother them in the least. The boys that got banded are kind of less playful, but it's going to be a little uncomfortable at first. But they shouldn't be feeling any pain. It's more just discomfort. Having a rubber band around your finger. It would get uncomfortable, but eventually it will be where they can't feel it at all, and they'll be taken care of so that they are good pets. And that's what we want, good, happy pets. And hopefully for these bucklings that we have and the Nubians, we'd like to see them go as herd sires due to their perfect genetics. and perfect. Look at them. They are like, every one of them has the perfect Nubian traits that everybody looks for a show goat, for a breeder, for everything. They've just got perfect conformation. And you know, that's hard to say at this young of an age what they're gonna develop into, but just from what I'm seeing already, oh, the beautiful animals we've got. And precious one right there. Oh, she is going to be a great little doeling for our herd. I love her. That's precious one right there. Not the banded one, but the one that just went running behind. Toot sweets. And that's about all I have time for to do this morning, because I have a bunch of other stuff I have to do in town. I have to go to the tag office and do a bunch of stuff about vehicles and try to get a vehicle in my name and on the road. So that's gonna take the rest of my afternoon and probably on into the evening. So I hope that you guys enjoyed our little quick updates today, and will please like, share, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And if you're missing some of our new videos, make sure that you click that little bell. There's a little gray bell. If you click on that, it'll give you the option to receive notifications every time we publish a new video, which is pretty much daily at this point. And so if you could just do that, and if you are just joining us, please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us be viewed by more people, and we appreciate it very much. Those of you that are watching every day and commenting, it really is wonderful when I go and I get a notification on my phone or my computer and I go to look at the comments and I see so many of you saying such nice things. It really does help me want to do this so much more. So it's very encouraging and inspiring. So thank you guys for that. And we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.